Yo, yo, yo. There we go. on? You see this new setup we got going on here?
Ah,
You see this new setup we got going on here? Look at me. I'm lounging on a couch right now, drinking alcohol from a mug. Look at this, dude.
speaking of that, let me get a drink real quick. It'll only take a second.
Hell yeah. Thank you for tuning in if you're here. I'm going to use my phone as my chat because I still don't know how to read chat from this far away. But thank you for tuning in if you're here. Tonight we are going to be talking about ghosts and demons. Scary, scary stuff.
Ooh.
Scary, scary stuff. What do you think, Satch? What do you think about ghosts and demons?
They're real, bro.
They're real? I'm more on the
They're real.
skeptical side of ghosts and demons. Ooh, my mic is loud right now. Let me turn that
Well,
down. You're loud too. Okay, there we go. All right, talk again.
I would say it's definitely all based on perspective. You know, you have stories of like physical things that are ghosts or demons. Then you have, spiritual ghosts or demons. Or when you come down to the science of it, it's just energy, right? It's
Okay.
like energy traces, and you got Scooby Doo. Who likes Scooby Doo? You know what I'm saying? Scooby Doo. You've seen Ghost Man.
but
They're
Scooby.
always they're always just people masked as villains, man. The villains masked as
Okay.
ghosts and demons
Well,
and all that crap.
so are there good ghosts or bad ghosts or just ghosts are neutral? What is it? What do you
Well,
think it
if you'd
is?
ask me, I'd say ghosts are pretty neutral. 'Cause I definitely come from a scientific standpoint, so I would say ghosts are absolutely neutral. It's just
Hmm.
simply energy left behind from people.
I don't know. I'm more of a skeptic. If I don't see it, then I don't think it's real. I think we had one encounter that I thought it was something, and then I was like, no, it possibly couldn't be anything. And then again, I believed in Bigfoot for the longest time, and then I was like, wait a second, Bigfoot ain't fucking real. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like I haven't seen anything, but people have told me stories where I'm like, okay, I haven't seen it, so I don't really believe you. But if you believe it, then okay, then you believe in ghosts. I mean, I'm a big critic of it because I can't say I've felt anything paranormal. I felt like eyes watching me before, but I've never felt anything like super like crazy where it's like, oh shit, the hairs on the back of my neck, something's fucking whispering to me, or like I see something walk by me. I mean, in my dreams I have, but never in like just me sitting here on the couch, chilling, lounging back, kicking back, throwing back a couple shots or something like that, and just seeing anything, you know? So I'm definitely on the skeptic side.
But you do have that possible what do you call it? I guess you could say a spirit that's open and closing the doors up in your apartment.
Oh, that yeah. So that's probably just how it is, cause like the door just opens randomly. I mean, actually, it did happen on stream. You're right. That did happen to me. And then my girl Becky, she's told me about the faucet turning on and off. I think that's just the plumbing and how it is personally, cause it's happened to me so many times, and it's like nothing creepy. But the doors do open on their own sometimes, so that is pretty creepy. I will say that, but I don't think it's spiritual. I think it just has something to do with the way it's built because it's never like reached out to me. This if there is a spirit, it's never reached out to me. You know?
Yeah. You know what I have? I've heard a couple stories. I was actually just hanging out with a friend of mine the other day, and we were talking about he was um, helping her boyfriend move into a house, and she was just telling me some stories about how. And this is actually I have two stories of this
Okay.
particular nature. So ever since this dude moved into this house, he's been having nightmares, and it hasn't happened in other places. It's like it didn't happen in the place before, but it happened as soon as he moved in. And I have another friend who actually almost the exact same story. He moved into an apartment into a one bedroom apartment, and he would have nightmares there until he finally left. And ever since he left, he has had zero nightmares, or just eerie things happening, or like that sort of uh, fearful feeling in the air.
Well, okay. Do you think that's subject to the fact of like a ghost or a demon, or do you think it's just maybe he couldn't sleep in that house, or he had some underlying things that psychological things that are going on with him thinking about being in that house or anything like that that's causing him
I
to have nightmares, or has he actually seen the ghost or demon or whatever I guess is in that house. Has he ever seen it? That's
Well,
my question.
that's where the science comes in. That's where I think the energy is more. It's more affiliated with an energy than a physical thing that you can see. Like a ghost. Maybe somebody did like some weird just negative stuff in that room, oh, okay, it could obviously a lot of mental issues that people have can definitely play into it, like
Yeah.
claustrophobia. If you sleep in a small room, or actually the temperature, it's been scientifically proven that the temperature of
Dude.
rooms has an
Yo,
effect on your dream.
I
Like cold
cannot
rooms, you have more nightmares.
I cannot sleep in a hot room. I cannot do it. That's one thing that if it's hot in there, I can't do it. Like last night, I didn't sleep until it was actually cold. Like it was so hot when I first tried to sleep last night, and I was just drenched in sweat. I couldn't even like I was just awake. And I think it's just the victim of the temperature outside, but oh my gosh. Dude, I was sweating so bad. Like it was horrible. I hate that. I hate sleeping in a hot room. And I have like 6 fans and the AC blasting too, and I was still sweating. I swear I wasn't on like La Cocaine or anything like that, but it was hot,
So how
bro.
I'm gonna actually hit up a friend of mine who I completely just remember right now, whose dad is a legitimate ghost hunter.
A legitimate ghost hunter.
Like no shit, he is a ghost hunter.
Wow.
He hunts ghosts for as a hobby, not a living, but a hobby.
That's
And,
actually pretty insane. You know, that would be kind of crazy to just chase something, which personally I don't think, as a living, which personally I think may be out there, but it's highly unlikely. Does that make sense?
yeah,
I believe things probably have like strong spiritual value or like strong connections, but I don't think it's a conduit or anything like that on how people. I think it just has strong energy, like because it meant so much. Like you know how people say like, oh, the sword that killed Christ or whatever, or the one that they stuck into his stomach or something like that. You know how they say it has like holy power or whatever, and like all
mm-hmm.
that stuff. I think stuff can be like that where it's just like it's so idolized that people get like this overwhelming spiritual feeling from it. But I don't think it's like a conduit of an actual spirit or anything like that. I think it's just like something crazy. You like my new setup? Thanks, chicken. I like it too. I don't know how many viewers we got going right now. Hey, we're looking at 2. But
I don't wanna move my I don't wanna get off the Discord screen because I lose audio, so I can't check.
I think you'll be fine. You should be fine. If you lose audio, you can just connect back. But yeah, but back to like the spiritual items thing. So do you think actual
Yeah.
spirits, like you know how they do like Annabelle and stuff like that? Isn't that don't you think that's kind of a little far fetched to think that there's an actual spirit contained into an item?
Oh, while we're talking right now, I hit up my friend whose dad is. So I'm gonna see if we can get possibly within the next 2 hours get him on here talk about it
Yeah.
because he's actually been to the Annabelle house. He's literally seen
Well, it's
Annabelle.
in Connecticut.
He's legit.
You know it's in Connecticut,
Oh, it
right?
is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it's in
Wow.
Connecticut. Isn't that pretty crazy?
Okay. Well, yeah.
Isn't that crazy
That's a
how
good point.
haunted
Yeah.
Connecticut actually is, or haunted? Well, the whole East Coast.
Connecticut's haunted.
Okay, well let's talk about this. I was so scared of my basement growing up. It was dirt floors. Still had the old like from back in like the 1700s, the old basement, dirt floors, all the same stones that they used to build the foundation. Just the upper level was new. That's the only thing that was different. Don't you think like I think that holds value. Like just the fact that something can last that long, it gives you just this sense of like, whoa, this is kind of creepy. Like somebody used to be in here. Somebody might have
And
died in here.
a lot of things have happened in that house before. Like a
Yeah.
lot of, in even just in that particular place in time. Like things have happened right there. That,
Which is why I'm more of like
scientifically leave a trace.
that's why I'm more of like I'm like I believe that things hold value, like certain places, certain objects, certain things, but I don't think that there's like actual spirits behind stuff or anything like that. You know what I mean? I think it's just like it's so powerful because things have stood the test of time that people just like I said overwhelming sensations. They just feel something so deeply about a certain thing. Like the
Mhm.
perfect example, the pyramids. People go to the pyramids. They want to see the pyramids because they've stood the test of time.
Yeah.
And they don't. I mean, I don't know how old the pyramids are. I'm not going to get on here and say, oh, they're X amount of years old. But think
It's
about how
still
crazy. Think about how many people, how many generations went through the pyramids. And when did it
you
become?
can't even fathom that. It's
But
it's barely even fathom.
yeah, but do you think there's ghosts and shit in the pyramids?
Well, dude, you know that they literally like would bury people. They would bury kings in them. And the
Okay,
pyramids are
well,
just
do you
called the
okay?
pyramids.
Be honest with me here.
Yeah, there's
So
kings in those things.
have you looked into like anything of? We're taking a very big turn. I wanted to save this for like an alien one or something. Not even alien, just like old like civilization conspiracy theories. I wanted to save that for one of these episodes, but we'll do a little teaser right now. Have you seen uh the ideas that the pyramids were used as power plants and not
Yes,
just
and
tombs?
I actually,
It,
dude, oh, well, I believe it.
because of the amount of hydrogen they found in the stones and like they think that they use the
Yeah.
pyramids to light up Egypt and stuff like that.
Dude, I got into this a little bit with a friend of mine that I lived with in California. We would just send stuff like this back and forth to each other all the
Let me
time.
turn on another
And
light.
he sent me there was this one video, and maybe someone who's watching can actually look it up for me, but I saw the pyramids are actually on specific like electromagnetic points
Yeah,
that could have
with
actually helped them, like the Mayan pyramids and the Egyptian pyramids, and there are even pyramids in North America and
hmm
in Asia. Like there are pyramids all over Asia. They were on specific electromagnetic points that like could make that like they could communicate
which
with
is
each other.
actually insane. Here, well, we're not gonna
Yeah.
we're gonna save this for another episode because there's so much I want.
Okay. Yeah.
I've
Oh yeah.
actually this is one of the
already
topics that I've actually researched like significantly. This is something that I've actually looked into significantly. I love that topic. I love the ideas that the pyramids just weren't tombs; they were more than that, and they were used for more things. But I do want to get into some ghost stuff. I do want to. So let's go back to the Annabelle thing, all right?
Yeah. Back
And
to the
then
Annabelle.
the Warren
April
house.
Bell.
The Warren house.
Warren House, right? Elizabeth Warren and I think Charles and Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah, I think so. Um,
Manson.
inside the Warrens. Now let me shorten our pictures a little bit here on the OBS so we can let people see what we're looking at. It's so hard to line this shit up on OBS right now. There we go. Gotta make you a little smaller. The podcast is a work in progress here, ladies and gentlemen. Get this advertisement out of here. But the Warrens, if people don't know, they were just some huge spiritual people. What did they do? They did exorcisms. They did everything, didn't they? Oh, look at this lady.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
see that on stream? That's her right there, I think. No. Yeah, that is. Oh, the Annabelle doll. It's one of those dolls, right? It's that one right there. The
Yeah,
redheaded.
it's actually yeah.
This is like
Creepy looking thing.
the Warrens artifact room is jam packed full of. Okay, this is not a good article. We're not doing that article. But let's start with them. So the Warrens obviously believe in this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you think it was just all a hoax?
There's no way it was a hoax. I think
This is Jones.
you believe something enough. If you believe something enough, it'll start to come into life. That could be. You could argue that that's just at that point you're just hallucinating or you're delusional. But people have experienced like community, shared experiences of these phenomenon of like seeing ghosts and spirits. And I think in but when you bring like an exorcism factor into it, the whole point of the exorcism was to exorcise a demon out of someone. And a lot of times, and I've seen videos, you can look these up. You can look up videos of exorcisms. There are people, and you can decide for yourself whether or not they're staged. But all right, there are people that literally have like extreme physical responses to exorcisms. which leads you to believe that they were spiritually possessed. And maybe you could think of a scientific answer for it, but like for the past however 1,000 years, we've just been calling them demons.
Okay. So, do you what's the difference between a demon and a ghost? What is the actual difference? Do you know?
So I don't know the technical. No, I don't know the technical.
Is one just like I forget the fucking word, phantasma or whatever, I don't know. But like a
I
legit
think a
like
ghost. Demons are more, I think, more mythical, and a lot of them have
okay.
names. Ghosts are more just like literal people. They're kind of like a, just yeah, they're literal people that got kind of left behind in this world before they moved on to the next one.
Okay. We're going to look at this right now. The difference between the difference between ghosts, poltergeists, and demons that will clarify which supernatural entities you should be terrified of. Okay, that's kind of creepy. That's kind of creepy to start off right there. So, I'm already a little creeped out.
Yeah, me too. I'm sitting in broad daylight in my
Yeah,
house.
that's okay. What this is telling me what I should be terrified of. Okay, that's kind of cool. On my last podcast, we found some articles that were very, very persuasive, or trying to like they were just so out there. Like we found this one thing about we were going into the topic of tattoos, and they were talking. It was just insane. I have to show you the podcast. It was insane. But let's get back to these
They
ghosts
say
here.
they say tattoos.
Yeah,
Tattoos are a way
I've
to
heard that
find.
too. Tattoos can be what is it? Not kind, but they could have like spiritual or ghost-like effects on people. Certain insignias can call upon demons and shit. Like that's kind of scary to think about. If you get just I want a demon tattoo. Fuck it. Let me call upon the demons.
Yeah, right.
Let's see here. There are a lot of concretely scary things in life. That's for sure. Natural disasters, student loans. Okay, they got. See, this is where they hook you into these stories. Student loans, superbugs, mansplainers. Okay, see now they're just trying to josh us here. We don't care about the jokes. We just want to know what we should be scared of, right? You get the picture. But if you expand your worldwide worldview to include the realm of supernatural, then well, you've got a whole new batch of creepy stuff to add to the fear of repertoire. Life's more exciting when you embrace the unknown. Okay, let's go over that sentence right there. Life's more exciting when you embrace the unknown. What do you think about that? Do you think that's true?
Um. Uh. Definitely. Oh yeah, 100%. You embrace the, yeah. What? Come on.
But let's
Oh,
be
it's
okay.
it's the
So
definition. Getting out of your comfort zone.
yeah, I mean, I think people that hide and aren't open-minded to a lot of things definitely deter their chances of being excited or fulfilling a certain need of happiness and stuff like that in their life. But I don't know. Should we embrace the unknown of ghosts? Is that something we should be embracing?
Um. So I bet the unknown. Hard to say. It's hard to tell. It's hard to say that it's not exactly like, because, well, it's like, how do I put it. Uh, I'm not an expert. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not
Well,
trying
no,
to.
nobody's experts here, but we're just trying to, honest
Yeah, I
opinions.
know.
What do you think? Like, do you think you should
What?
be open to the unknown of ghosts, poltergeists, and demons? Because me personally, I think I'm open, but I don't think I'm all the way there in the belief. It's more of the fact of when will I see it, and if I don't see it, I don't really believe in it, and I don't really care for it. You know,
So I think.
like I'm
So
open to it, but I'm not passionate. Like, hey, I want to see it go. You know what I mean?
yeah, the idea of like a literal, like, I guess you could say like paranormal, para-living, supernaturally living being that's like just kind of like floating through this world is a it's a stretch. It's definitely a big stretch, and I don't think there's any evidence really to back it. But there is evidence to back that people leave traces, and you can like say somebody died in a certain place, right? Somebody was like brutally murdered, and you didn't know about it, and you walk into a place, and you all of a sudden get this really cold, shuddery feeling. Um, like how do you explain that?
Okay, I think Billy wants to join, so let's get Billy in here.
All right,
Hold on.
Billy's got 2 cents on ghosts, dude.
Yeah, Billy
It's
said
got
he
a
has.
few
Billy
cents.
said he has some stories. So let me get
Alright.
this out of here. All right, we are going to switch the Discord. So go to the server Satch and oh wait, shit. I think I'm leaking my server right now.
This might get
Hold on, I need to fix it.
it might get dicey.
Yeah, hold on.
I might lose my video.
Well, yeah. We don't. Just go to the other Discord, and we will get Billy in here too. Billy's got some stuff to talk about.
Okay.
All
We're
right. Join general on our server. Just give us 1 second here, folks. We're trying to get Billy into our Discord. Yo, you can share your video still, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now Big Bush is in the podcast. He's in the podcast section.
Oh, podcast. There we go. There we go. Sorry, Bill. Yo, we're here. Yo, Bill, you're muted, bud. Can you hear us?
It says he's like he's got the moon next to his name as well.
Okay. He was probably listening. So.
Yo.
Why is my
Hey,
Yo.
there he is.
Yeah,
Bill.
I was muted.
You ready to tell us about some ghosts, dude? All right, we got Satch.
You see my video?
Yep. There we go. I gotta pop it out now. This is all new to us here, so Bill, you could share your video too and get it on the screen if you want to.
Yeah, possibly. Let me find a place to post up here.
Okay. Let me go
See.
full screen on this. I
Cooper,
wonder if
you want to be in the video, bro?
I wonder if my camera will even work. I doubt my camera's even working right now.
Cooper, you want to be in the video?
I can just put my face where my camera is. But yeah, Bill, if you want to get on it. Let's see here. I gotta go to my OBS. Sorry, just bear with us, people. We're trying to get this all set up. I'm gonna put my video where I am.
We got any big T's in the chat, or?
No, we only got like literally one viewer. Nobody's watching right now.
We're just talking.
We're just vibing right now, dude. We're sipping and vibing. So let's get down to brass tacks, Bill. Once you're ready. Oh, Cooper's gonna be in the video too?
Dude, no, there's too many people here. He doesn't know what to do. I'm trying to get him in the video, but he won't sit with me.
Okay. Well, if you can hop on the video, you will pop up on screen, and we could talk about this more. I don't think we need to research as much unless we absolutely have to. I want to just kick back and chill and just hear everybody's opinions on ghosts and any stories. I mean, I have one or two, I believe, that I think are pretty fair.
Okay.
Satch, have you shared yours yet?
No, I haven't officially shared mine. I have a couple. I mean, I've only shared really what I know, so no, I haven't really shared anything.
Okay, well, I want to know what have you gone through with spiritual and supernatural experiences? Tell the world, tell the chat, tell us, because we're the only ones watching. But tell us, let us know what your craziest spiritual experience was.
This is flowing here. Okay, so I think a very significant one that I do like to tell people whenever they ask me this question is
Mind the video?
You got to share your video.
Chris, dude, you were semi directly involved in this.
I was.
There you go.
There's Bill. Oh shit. Hey Bill, what's good, boy? How was I semi directly involved with this one, Satch?
Because we actually did a little bit of ghost hunting after this.
Oh yeah, I think we did.
We did in my house, dude.
Oh yeah, I remember. I think I remember now. All right, let's explain it. Refresh my memory here.
Oh, it all started when I was
hunted,
laying on the couch, sitting in the family room. Chris, you remember what I'm talking? You guys both probably remember what I'm talking. I was in the family room with the TV. I was laying on the couch, about to fall asleep, and well, no.
Oh yeah.
I was like a wide awake, and I was watching TV. I lay down, and within like 5, and it's not like I previously didn't have sleep or anything, but within like 5 minutes, I go from like wide awake to like dead, and I'm just like, I fall asleep. And dude, I had this crazy weird dream, and the dream was, all of a sudden I was standing in my mom's room, and there was music playing, and I don't remember what music was playing. But Chris, you were there, And I was like, Chris, where's that music coming from? And he was like, dude, I don't know. And it was just like in my ears. And I was like, where's it? It almost sounded like a stereo. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a stereo just playing in the house.
I
And
kind
then
of yeah,
we
I
didn't know
remember
where the
that.
music was coming from. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, like the scene in my dream changes. I'm laying on the floor, right? I'm like on the floor in my hallway. Like I can't move. It was like sleep paralysis. Couldn't move at all. I was stuck. I had a pillow under my head, and I was just looking into my sister's room. And I'm getting it. Just thinking of it. And I was looking into my sister because I could like see in the attic. The attic door was in her room, and it was open. And there was like dead ass like blackness like seeping out. Like it wasn't like shadows coming out. It was like
Yeah.
dark. Like it was. I was just sitting there like,
Jesus,
oh
dude.
my god. And then
God damn.
and then I woke up, and that's when we investigated the attic, dude.
So I've had some crazy dreams, but I've never experienced anything. And Billy, what have you experienced? I think. Well, wait, Satch. I'll bring up another story. I can't remember who I was with exactly, but I think it was one of you. I don't remember exactly. But Billy, what's your craziest experience for
So
ghosts?
no, when I texted you earlier, Chris, I thought of one thing and one thing in particular. And I mean, this might
Hold on,
sound
I can't hear Bill.
you can't hear me?
I can hear you, Bill. I can hear you just fine. Satch, why can't you hear
Alright,
him? You
yeah.
gotta
Let's see if
unmute him.
You muting me, bro?
He's not muted. Hold on,
He's not
I'm gonna
muted?
mute and then unmute.
Yeah, let me I'll mute myself and unmute my
I'm gonna leave and then come back. Hold on.
Okay. All right, let me hear the
Shoot,
story,
yeah,
Bill.
no. I'll wait for Satch to get back. But going off of Satch's story, you guys investigated the attic?
Yeah. I remember that was sketchy.
Afterwards?
It was sketchy.
There we
It was
go.
very
Now it's
sketchy.
Yeah, no, attics are they're a beast.
Yeah, dude. It's attics are something else. I think basements are as well. Basements are definitely
Agreed.
creepy. But all right, Satch is
Agreed.
back. We got Satch back in here. Oop, I'm covering
Can
him
you
on
hear
his
me,
camera.
Satch?
Yeah, I can
Can you
hear.
hear me?
Yeah, I think he can hear you.
Sweet. All right. Yeah, no. So again, Chris, I texted you, and one thing came to mind,
Oh,
and
God.
that was I mean, if you remember, I know you remember, but my good old Grandpa Dick, Grandpa in West Hartford, he essentially, I mean, so their house was a used house, and
Yeah.
he moved in there probably in the I'll roughly guess the probably 50s.
Jeez, dude.
1950s.
That's a minute.
So it's so you know, back in the day when I was young, I used to sleep over there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Every time, I kid you not, every time that I slept over there that I remember, so you know, anytime from when I was probably 4 years old till I was 6 or 7 when I had to go there again,
Yeah.
wake up screaming. And there was one time that I definitively remember. I fell asleep in one corner of the house, you know, a bedroom in the corner of the house. I woke up in the complete opposite side of the house screaming.
Jesus,
And that's
dude.
when I remember I wake up just screaming in this corner of the house. Like
Oh my gosh.
like what the hell is going on? Like how did I get here? What happened? You know? And it wasn't just like one time. It was every time
Yeah.
I went there. Like and
There's
I mean,
no
to this day,
well,
I
there's
don't-
there's
I
gotta
don't
be
know.
no coincidence in there's no
You know,
coincidences, man. Come on, that's gotta be something. That's gotta. But is it ghosts though? That's my question. Is it ghosts?
I mean,
Is it
you sleep in your own
supernatural?
house. You sleep at your own house. You wake up in your own bed. You sleep at
Well, some
somebody
people might not.
else's house. You sleep in some other house. You
Do-
wake up on the other side of the house
Quarterback.
screaming. You know, it
Is
raises
that,
a
yeah,
question.
that definitely raises questions. But do you think it might have been psychological because you're not in your own home when you fall asleep?
I never did research on the house.
Okay.
That might raise questions. You know, if
Yeah.
you know, there's been some, you know, because like some, no, I don't know. To this day, questions, but
Yeah, dude. That's kind of freaky
so
though.
No, it was. I never slept there again. After that day, I told my mom, I was like, hell no, never sleeping here again. I'm done.
I'm done, bro.
I was like 6 or 7 old. I was like in kindergarten, dude. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't like it here.
Yeah, I don't blame
Um,
you. My girl Becky, she
guys-
has a pretty good story about sleeping at her grandparents' houses, and with ghosts and stuff like that as
True.
well. And she gets mad at me because I was like, well, I didn't see it, so I don't think it's real. But me, I'm the skeptic. So that's
Yeah.
where I'm at in this whole thing. Is I'm the skeptic. There's one time, I think Satch, you were there when we were with Nick Mastrangelo, and I think like Tritty Babs or something, and we saw those red eyes when we were walking on the
Mm.
road. Do you remember that?
Mm.
And we were like, dude, what the? And we thought it was like some bulky, like fucking like devil figure with just dark red eyes, just staring at us in the middle of the street up in Balmoral, dude. That's where we were like, that's the only thing that's ever gotten me to think, okay, there might be something. But then again, I was like, it's probably Bigfoot. So I don't believe
You
it.
talking, yo, you talking about the time in my neighborhood, Chris?
No, that was a rock. No, I'm talking.
I was gonna say.
No, that was after a long night of hanging out and just chilling. You know what I mean? But no, this is a different time. It was me, Satch, Tritty Babs, and Nick Mastrangelo, and we were walking down the road in Balmoral, near where Nick's house was, I think.
Okay.
I can't. Who else lived down there? Somebody else lived down there. And Satch,
Yep.
do you remember this?
I don't think I was there for this one.
It was just really creepy because we just see these. We were walking down the street, like middle of the road. It had to be like 1, 2 a.m., right? And all we see are just these red eyes just staring at us in the middle of the road, and like this big shadowy figure. And we were both like, or well, I don't think it was both of us. It was at least 3 or 4 people, and we were all just like, "Yo, do we see that?" And everybody was just kind of like, "Yeah, I see that." And then we were all like, should we turn around and run? And then everybody was like, yeah, let's just turn around and fucking run. So we just turned around and fucking booked it. But then again, so it's just like, it was another late night, 1 or 2 in the morning, 15 years old. Who knows, you know? What could it have been?
No, I bet, dude. I bet Bill's got a couple stories about Balmoral and just his neighborhood in general. But I also have a story from Billy's
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Yeah, Billy,
I
your
don't
neighborhood
think
was
Billy was
your
there.
neighborhood was so
Dude.
fucking haunted and so sketchy.
If I could prefix all of these stories, because I mean, Sass, you have one. I could have infinite, honestly, but I do think that something about my neighborhood and the Balmoral neighborhood, which is right across the street of a main road there something must have happened, you know, pre-civilization. That's my hypothesis. I don't know. It was
Some witches, bro.
it was a recent development.
Yeah.
You know, the ground was untouched for years on years and years. And then all of a sudden they put up houses here. And, you know, my house was brand new. You know, it was built from the ground up on native land, virgin land. And, dude, all
Okay,
sorts of shit
well-
happens there.
Billy, let me ask you, do you remember when we were getting rocks thrown at us in the woods?
Unknown. I mean,
That
I do
was-
remember it. It was completely unknown.
Dude, but it was
I
rocks
can't-
though. Like we both remember it being rocks, right? And it wasn't just 1 or 2. It was like they threw at least like 7 or 8 at us.
And they weren't small.
Yeah, they were not small. They were not small rocks at all.
They were softball
guys-
sized rocks getting thrown at us. like,
Yeah, those were
un-
pretty fucking big. And like I had no explanation. My explanation was Bigfoot, but then I don't believe in Bigfoot anymore. But no, I maybe it
Yep.
was some kids fucking with us, but those were big fucking rocks, dude. And like it wasn't
Yeah.
just one time, it wasn't 2, it wasn't 3, it wasn't like just a matter of oh, it could be falling. No, these were just big fucking rocks coming out of nowhere, just landing like right near the little campfire. And we were like, what the fuck is going on?
Right. And Chris, you say
Right.
like kids messing with us, right? But what kids would be completely silent? Like,
yeah,
oh,
they would be laughing
don't
and
don't talk at all. Let's throw rocks at them.
and you would be
not
able to
laugh,
see them
you know?
too. Wouldn't you be able to see
Right.
like we knew the direction from where they were coming, and I was like, dude, I don't see anything. What's going on? And they were just landing
Yeah.
right in front of us. That was scary. That was fucking weird. What's up, though?
Yeah.
Satch, you had to say
Funny.
something?
So I have one that ties into your story, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
It was around the same age. I think it was probably around the same general time frame.
Yeah.
I was out with Scarangella. Remember him?
Yeah, I remember.
Yep.
Walked over his house one night. Go out. Like just FSUing, classic stuff. And dude,
Classic.
we're on a class, and right before we're like headed back, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like walking back, and everything's like whatever. We're just having a good time. We hear this noise, bro. We heard this noise. It was it was like this metallic like roar. It was like
A metallic door?
roar, like
Oh, like a roar. Oh, okay, okay. I thought you said
It
door.
sounded metal, but it sounded metal, and it was like, it definitely wasn't human. It was like this, almost sounded like a bird to me.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was like, but that's like the human version. Dude. Like, but
Yeah.
it was loud enough that it freaked us out, and I think me and Bill were talking about this actually. But,
I remember this.
Yeah.
you were talking
I
about this?
remember this.
This is creepy,
I
dude.
looked it up. Yeah, I looked it up.
This is
and I
creepy.
found something online. So, like this was like actually like within the year that I found this online. It was this video. It was like they called it like the angel trumpet phenomenon. In the
What is
sky.
that?
Yeah. It was like it's like, dude, you just look it up. It's like just look up like angel trumpet in the sky,
Hold
and
on.
you'll find it. And it's like this like it almost more sounds like a trumpet. It's like.
Oh, I
Anyway,
remember.
we
Yeah,
heard
yeah.
that
I know
shit,
what
and
you're
we went
talking about.
running, bro.
I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
We sprinted back. 'cause
Dude,
it was
that's-
scary, bro. We thought it was getting closer. Dude.
That's. I remember the angel trumpet. People recorded that too, didn't they? During broad daylight, I think it was as well. That was back in like 2011, 2012. That was a sketchy time. Those were sketchy times. Billy, do you remember? Okay, this isn't a ghost story. Oh, Cooper!
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 For the dog.
Cooper!
Cooper! He's
Cooper.
chilling. He's looking around like, what are you guys doing? How's the vineyard treating you right now?
Oh, dude, you're up in the vineyard right
so
now.
I got here today. It's treating me well. I went to the beach today. Worked, half a day,
Hell yeah.
and
How's the
it's
house
chill
looking?
though.
It's chill.
You guys
Fucking
almost finished it. I know you're working on it.
The house is
4
in
years ago.
good shape.
hell yeah, dude.
No, we finished it up. Honestly, no, I think we finished it up probably in a year and a half, 2 years. So like 2 year after 2 years, we started renting it out. So it was like pretty much finished up, and then the final touches came on periodically after that. But no, it's finished, man.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome, dude. I'd love to see it.
Is
yeah.
that place haunted?
The jury's still out.
Okay.
Oh, I've only stayed. Well, so it's funny, Chris. So the house
Uh-oh. You're Are we losing Bill?
the two houses.
Green's there.
Oh, I see Lauren. Hey, Lauren.
Yo.
Yo,
Is it-
Billy.
So there used to be a regular house. Yes.
Okay, there we go. We got you back now. It was lagging for a second.
Well, oh, sorry.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, no, I'm outside of the Wi-Fi frame.
Yeah.
But no, essentially it used to be one house, and then what we think to be a barn, which pretty much separated the two houses. And then there is probably a field behind that, which, after people started coming in here, houses started taking over. But these two houses got combined.
Oh,
and
shit.
what we found in the kitchen of the second house was pretty much a trap door.
Yeah.
right?
Oh, shit.
Where what did they use this trap door for? It went down to the basement, which is pretty much just sand and dirt. The entire basement was sand and dirt and
Jeez.
trash. So what did they keep down there? I don't know. And what do they use the trap door to do? Probably feed whatever whatever's down there. Was my assumption.
They probably kept gators
Um,
or some shit
the
down there, dude.
jury's, the jury is still out. We don't know.
Dude,
We
that
haven't
sounds
found
like a
any,
nice little like.
like
That's some serial killer shit, dude.
remains or anything.
That's some serial killer
No, the
shit.
jury's still out. I don't.
Oh my god,
We
Jesus.
cleared out the entire basement. We cleared it out hard, and I mean, I expected to find something.
Yeah,
I mean,
and you
I really
did.
did.
You did. You found the
I
trap
mean, we found a
door.
bunch of we found a bunch of trash. But no, yeah, I mean the trap door, but we didn't find anything of value or of
Wait, so do you
interest or
think
anything.
do you think okay, do you think they used it to capture people or like hold people there? Or do you think they used it as like a hiding space if anybody came and tried to attack them?
So, I mean, I lean towards slavery. That was my first
Okay.
thing. Because this is an old house. I
Yeah.
mean, this is early 1800s. Early 1800s.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was the first. I mean, that makes the most logical sense, right?
Yeah, it does.
On top of that, it would be some sort of Dexter type shit.
Yeah, it's
you
some
know?
fucking crazy dude. But like you ever been to like a lighthouse or anything like that?
I mean,
I
yeah,
have.
one or two.
Bro,
Or 50.
how haunted do you think those are? Because people would go out there husbands would take
Oh,
their
bro.
families out there. And just
Bro.
imagine being stuck on that small
Bro,
little
bro,
lighthouse.
Bro, oh, you just remind me of a story. Let me tell
Okay.
this real quick.
Okay, let's hear it.
Sheffield Island. Anyone can look it up. It's in Norwalk, Connecticut, right off the coast of Norwalk. It
Yeah.
is a lighthouse. It started up in the early 1900s. It was one family who ran it. The father figure, if you will, he was probably under his 20s when he moved out there. He just moved out there
Yeah.
and started a family with this girl. And he maintained the lighthouse for 60 years, his whole life. And they had one house, one lighthouse, and this island essentially. And he had 12 kids,
Holy
and
cow.
those kids were put through all sorts of manual labor, if you will, crap from the father, crap from the mother.
Yeah.
They didn't like it there. And so basically how I know this is with my work, we went out on a thing there, and they like
Oh,
told us
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
and we like got to see the house, and it was just like this, it's like an empty house. They had a stove, a couple beds, and all the kids slept in one bedroom, all 12 of them.
Holy cow.
And in the basement, so no, sorry, they didn't let you go in the basement. And so, we didn't go in the basement. So we go over and we're having this like cookout type thing, and this like yard. They like make it like this tourist attraction type thing. And me and a couple coworkers are like, "Yeah, let's go see what's in the basement. Let's see if the window's open."
Oh
So we
shit.
sneak into the basement, and it's like, it wasn't for like cattle. It wasn't for pigs. It was like these rooms that were just like padlocked.
Jesus.
And I mean, my assumption is like
Jesus,
these kids were put in
dude.
fucking time out.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
they were thrown in these rooms that just had literally they had toilets in them.
What?
No animal's gonna use a toilet, so yeah.
Well, did they look for the time?
Thrown
Like,
these rooms.
did the toilets look like they were there for the time, or maybe for the workers, or?
Oh, they weren't toilets. Sorry, they were pretty much buckets in the ground.
Oh,
if
okay.
you will.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
No. They weren't. Sorry, yeah, they weren't toilets. Yeah, they were holes in the
Okay.
ground. They were like, it was pretty much like a prison. It was like you walk down this like one hallway. The basement's completely normal. You walk to the end of the stretch. You take a left, and then it's like room on the left, room on the right, room on the left, room on the right. There's 5 rooms. Yeah, room on the left.
Jesus,
No, maybe
dude.
4 rooms. I
This is
actually don't remember.
sketchy.
But yeah, it was like, and it was pitch black down there when we went down there. We were all like, we had goosebumps, dude. Like we were freaking out, and we had to like climb out of the window. Like I couldn't get out of there fast enough. As soon as I saw those rooms, I was like, something just like made me have to like get out of there.
Yeah,
You know, it
and
was
okay.
some next level
So
shit.
Billy, I'll ask you
That was
this.
probably the most like scared I've ever been in my life.
So this is my question for you, Bill. Ready? So you go into these rooms, right, in this lighthouse where you're not supposed to be, and you see all this crazy shit, right? And you're like, all right, well, this is actually really, really, really weird. Do you think if you stayed long
Yeah.
enough, what do you think made you leave, right? Do you think if you stayed long enough you would have seen a ghost, or do you think that maybe what made you leave is the fact that
No.
you know something bad happened there and
No,
it
no.
motivated you to leave?
I think it's the latter there, Chris, because what the lady told, I mean, this is all going off of the tour guide's
Yeah.
saying here. The lady told us that as soon as the father died from unforeseen circumstances, nobody knows how he died, and all 12 children and the wife left the island as soon as they could. As soon as he passed away, they all left. So,
Holy shit.
you know, how did that
Holy
guy
shit.
die? You know, maybe some
Wait,
retaliation.
wait.
That's the first thing that comes to my mind.
That sounds like a
And
crazy
This is all
movie.
public info. You can look this up. Sheffield Island, Norwalk, Connecticut. It's it's a public place now. Like, this is what they tell you when you go there. You know, it's family, and yeah, the father died of unforeseen
Okay.
Like,
So-
nobody
so-
knows how he died. Straight up.
That sounds
His
like a good
body was
movie
never
idea.
found.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Let's not speculate, but let's
Yeah.
speculate that something a little fishy happened there, and he might have been eaten by some fish.
It must have. It was early 1900s. You know, how were the cops doing back then?
How-
I don't
but
know
how do
what
you
the
just-
investigation was like, but
Dude, how do you just sit on that fucking island
Ye-
though? How do you sit in a lighthouse just going mad? That's kind of like a Shining type deal right there. It's like,
imagine the kids getting born
Yeah.
on that island.
oh my
and
gosh,
not
dude.
having any like girls or like like you turn into a teenager. It's like, oh, like my sister over there. Like,
Yeah, that's
I don't
scary,
know, it
dude.
gets weird, right? Like,
That place is scary.
you
That
don't
sounds
get to
scary.
Live a life on an island.
Yo, so all right, so the
Yeah,
lighthouse,
there's some
lighthouse,
scary.
definitely 100% scary. Definitely ghosts at lighthouse. Definitely something shady went down at the one in Norwalk. Something shady happened there on both sides, with the family maybe killing the
Yeah.
father and the father maybe torturing the whole family. But let's bring it back to Balmoral real quick. Do you remember that night, Billy, where
Yes.
the coyote in that driveway? Was it a coyote, or was it? Do you think it was one of the wolves that are supposedly there, or was it a ghost, like a spirit wolf, maybe?
Wolves are huge. You know if there's a wolf.
Well,
So,
Joe,
first of all-
I'll let Billo tell his
Yeah.
story, and then I'll tell my perspective on it.
All
Are we losing Bill? Oh, Bill, I think we're losing you.
since can you hear me now?
Yep.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, we got you. Oh, damn, it's just like lagging like crazy.
Oh,
Here, Bill, if you can hear me, I'm gonna tell it real quick from how I remember it, and then hopefully your connection gets better.
no, so Chris. Coyote.
Damn, he's lagging like crazy.
Yeah.
So,
Yo,
sa-
Chris, you tell it.
all right, I'm gonna tell it. So, me and Billy, we were just having a nice stroll. We knew that one of our buddies who lived in Balmoral was gone for a weekend, and we were like, ah, fuck it, let's just go like walk around, see what's good, just chill outside, stuff like that, right, Satch? So we're out there, right? And we're sitting there just chilling, vibing like 1, 2 in the morning, just having a nice summer walk. It was like July, I think, of like 2013. And we're just walking around chilling. And then all of a sudden, we just hear this growl. It was right by Steven's house, where Scotty's house, his old house used to be. And we were sitting like right by that driveway. And we just hear a growl. And I'm like, yo, what is that? And then something like runs, like right by us. Well, not by us, but like right near us. And it just stops in the driveway. And it's just growling at us. And the next thing I know, I'm like, Billy, is that what I think it is? And Billy's like, yeah, let's fucking go. And we fucking book it. So it's not one time that I've ran in Balmoral. It's 2 times, maybe even more. But was it a coyote or was it one of these wolves or was it something else? That's what I want to know because we never actually got to look at it. Billy, are you peeing? Billy, are you peeing, dude? Billy, are you peeing right now? He was definitely taking a piss, dude. We completely heard that. We completely. Oh man, this podcast is, dude. I love this podcast. This is so fun. Billy, you were definitely just taking a piss, dude. Satch, what do you think about Billy's piss?
Haunted, bro.
Billy, you got some ghost in your urine, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, you expel those demons, bro?
Holy shit, we heard it. Billy, you gotta hop on the Wi-Fi, dude. You're lagging like crazy.
Hey, you're moving in slow motion.
Yeah,
right
dude.
now.
Wait, leave the Discord and join back. Satch, all right, we haven't heard from you in a minute. Tell me some more stories, some crazy spiritual things that have happened to you.
I'm trying to think. Cause it's, I think, speculation when it comes to like, what's just a mental issue and what's an actual spiritual like ghost, getting possessed or
Yeah.
something like that. So I had a dream the other night about dude, I was like staring at this lady, dude, and for some reason in my dream she was giving me like straight like evil like devil vibes, bro. And I woke up screaming like, "You!" I was
Oh
like,
shit.
"You!"
Well, that was the Karen.
No, I
That was the
woke up,
Karen
like,
one, right?
Yeah, that was the Karen one, bro.
Oh
And I
man.
woke up, dude. I woke up like point with my finger like this, dude. It was like, it was freaky. So why does that kind of thing happen? Like, I guess
Okay. Well.
demons at some point could just be could be an explanation maybe for some of the negative behaviors of humans. Like you could say that putting kids in a labor camp and then having a dude go mad while he puts kids in padlocked rooms is a very devilish behavior.
Yeah.
But, like,
True.
is it really just the negative side of being a human being?
Okay. So if we're talking about dreams and nightmares and stuff like that, do you think that ghosts or the paranormal? Well, ghosts or demons possess, ghosts don't, right?
It depends on how you look at it.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
ghosts are more just like there. Yeah, demons will possess you. You have to like like cite an incantation or accidentally stumble upon a demon soul and then it takes you over.
So boys, tell me this, right?
Like entity.
I had a crazy dream when I was in advanced individual training down at Fort Gordon, Georgia, right? I had one of the absolute craziest dreams of my life, right? Mind you, I've never had a good sleeping schedule in the Army. I've been on swing shift, I've been on night shift, and all this stuff throughout my whole entire career. I've been in the field not being able to sleep because we've had to stay up for 36 hours when we were in Germany one time. And like, not even one time, it was multiple times, multiple days that we've had to stay up and just keep going and going, right? But this was when I was just still new to the Army. I was a private. And I was laying on my bed, and I was hunched over it. I can kind of imitate it right here on my screen. I don't know if you boys can see it, but I had my arm hanging off, like how I had it on my couch right there. And I had my arm hanging off. And then this is where I was like, something's fucking haunted as shit in this room, right? So I'm having this dream. I'm like, okay, everything's going good. All of a sudden, the whole floor, everything is just fire, and it's just shooting up. And all I see are all these skeletal hands that are just burning. And then one of them grabs me, and it burns my hand, and it just pulls me down into hell, and I wake up. That was like the scariest dream I've ever fucking had. And it was in the Army, in a place that I don't think it was haunted because they just built the barracks. So I was like, this is weird. So I don't know, like that. Was it psychological? Was it something that I was thinking, or was it more of something? Okay, maybe something possessed me earlier on, or not possessed me, but like something left its footprint, like a spiritual thing, or I don't know, just some crazy things to think about there. Like, what do you think about that
Oh,
dream
yeah.
or nightmare?
I mean, it
Could
could
have
have been a lot of
Well,
things.
oof, I mean, there so many factors, so many factors. Like the fact that you're in training, and training is generally tough. You got the fact that it was a brand new barracks.
I wasn't
I don't know,
sleeping well.
maybe it was less of the building and more of the people you were around.
Yeah.
The people that was in the building.
So I wasn't even. It was during the day as well because I slept during the day because my classes were at night.
So maybe
That's
I
weird.
see it being a like a people you're surrounded with kind of.
Oh, okay, so it was like the
A
people
lot of
around me
people are just
dragging me
kinda
down.
like- Yeah.
Okay, so Satch, how old is the house you're in right now? It looks kind of. It looks like it's decently old.
Oh geez, I think it was built in maybe 1920, something like that. It's not
Yeah.
that old.
Okay, so it's not super super old. Have you ever had any
This is a
experience
little
there?
bit off here.
See, you laugh and it's
honestly,
like, maybe.
so I was a kid, right? I grew up in this house over the summers.
Yeah, well, we were all
And,
kids once and we grew up in places, so we need to know. We need to know the
No.
spiritual encounters here.
Is this the Saybrook
and-
house?
I don't know if you could take this for what it is, but y'all have heard of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, the book, right?
Yeah, I've heard of that book.
I guess this might be a talking point, but it's more just like I saw a picture in that book and it freaked me out so
Oh,
much that
okay.
I was like scared to even like I would like see it in the corners and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would like I would go upstairs and if the room was dark, I would like look in and I'd be like, oh, there it is. And I'd see it. It's just imagination.
So did you Billy, did you read that book too? The Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark? It had like the skull on it,
No.
right? Right, Joe?
Yeah,
Like
the weird
the
there's
weird
There
skull.
were three of them.
Yeah, and then there was one where the world ends, right? The Edge of the World
Yeah.
or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I remember in one of those books there was a story from Connecticut about a ghost dog, a black lab. People would go hiking. It wasn't really mountains, but it was the hills in a certain part of Connecticut. I think it was more towards Yukon, if I'm not mistaken, maybe up towards that way. But the people would go hiking on like these hills, and every time people would come down and say, "Yeah, I saw this black lab. I saw this black lab, and it took me deeper into the woods, and it kept making me chase it. It kept making me go after it, and like every time I would get close, it would seem to just disappear and be farther away." Without like just in a certain time frame where it would be just ridiculous. And I remember my mom reading me that story when I was like 8, or maybe it might have been my dad, when I was like 8 or 9 years old. I'm just sitting there like, yo, this is happening in our woods, bro. Like, cause you're 8 or 9 years old, you're like, yo, Connecticut is the smallest thing in the world. You got to think everything's like right around us. So I remember going out into my woods after hearing that, like trying to find this black lab, but apparently I was like, Glastonbury was nowhere close to where it was happening. I think it was the upper left corner, or it might have been upper right. I can't remember. But it's just so creepy to think, like, yo, imagine just going into the woods and you just see a dog just barking like a black lab, and you're like, hey, like, whose dog is this? And you go up to try to get it, and it just runs farther, and then it stops and it looks back at you, and it wants you to just keep. Where is it going to take you again? And then people say it just disappears. Like it would be right there, and then it disappeared from their sight. How creepy is that shit, dude?
That's a very creepy thought. That is super
Yo.
creepy.
And Chris, you say that you were like surprised this happens in your backyard, but like Connecticut, I mean, Connecticut, Massachusetts,
I
Rhode
can't hear Bill
Islands,
again.
That's
I'm gonna leave and come back.
All right. No, but Bill, yeah, keep going, Bill.
oh, you can hear me. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts. I mean, that's where it all started. That's where the the
Well, I think
from
well, it
England
started well.
came and started like putting up buildings and like that's where it all kind of started. There's a lot of history here. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, have you heard of
Or,
Roanoke Island?
Sounds familiar. Dude,
That was
but
the
yeah.
first ever settlement, right? First ever
Roanoke
settlement by the
Island.
English in the Americas was
Where
Roanoke
was
Island.
it?
I think it was
Is that in
somewhere
Virginia?
somewhere near Virginia. Yes.
Oh,
So
all right.
so about this place, I don't know if you guys know this, but apparently they settled in Roanoke Island, right? And just they all disappeared. No bones ever found. No trace of them ever found, except for them being there, except for them starting a civilization there. But they all just disappeared. So there's multiple theories where it's like they all drowned themselves, they all went mad, they all went crazy, and
Damn.
then another one is that the Native Americans just slaughtered the hell out of them. Uh, I don't blame them. You see random people in your fucking land, you're gonna, you know what I mean? Back in that day, you're gonna kill them. But
Right.
there's just been so many stories, but they talk about like notches in trees and stuff like that, and they think that they might have ran out of food or ran out of water, and they tried to go farther and deeper into Virginia to settle somewhere. And then there's also these other claims that they did make peace with Native Americans, and then they ended up procreating with them and like living with them. Some of them ended up living with them. And like all this, there's all these crazy stories, but the thing is, it's so shrouded in mystery, you can never ever know. So like stuff like that with history, it seems to turn paranormal more than anything. People seem to love to turn it to the paranormal rather than like, okay, what actually happened. But it's hard to
Right.
even figure that out.
Witches.
Witches, okay. So you want to talk about Billy? Have you ever been to Salem?
I'm not, dude. That's on my bucket list.
That's
though.
on my
Like,
bucket
I
list
want-
too. Satch, have you ever
Says
been to
it-
Salem?
Yeah.
Never been there now.
Never been there? I heard it's like life changing going there.
It's that significant, huh?
Well, I think it's just
curious.
significant because that's where they burned women alive for claiming that they're witches. Do I think they were
Yeah.
witches? What's the? Do you guys think they were actually witches though? That's the real question. What do you guys think?
No. See,
No?
that's the thing.
Or
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe they practiced some sort of,
Witchcraft.
yeah, like maybe they did something, but I don't know. Have you guys ever I mean, this is kind of objective here, but have you guys ever watched Sam and Colby on, or I guess they have various different YouTube channels, but Sam and Colby on YouTube.
No, I've never heard of them actually.
So they look. Chris, go on a rabbit hole tonight. Just
Okay,
watch
yeah,
some of
that's
their
the whole point
videos.
of this podcast. We're trying to go down a rabbit hole right now.
They basically just go to different haunted places and like, is this place actually haunted? Is it not? Is
Yeah.
it like, and they find some pretty fucked up shit. Like, I mean, for example, they went to Salem, they went to like this museum of like the witchcraft artery and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was interesting, but they didn't like find anything like crazy. But they go to this cemetery that's in
Oh, okay.
Salem,
Okay.
and it's like this small ass like old cemetery.
Yeah.
It's probably like, I don't know, 50 yards by 100 yards. It's like this small little thing that is smaller than a football field, if you want
Jeez,
to picture
dude.
it that way. And they just kind of like post up there with a what's it called, a Ouija board.
Oh, dude, the Ouija board is always fucking scary, dude. It's
And,
always scary, dude.
I mean, like I was so skeptical about like YouTube videos and Ouija boards, right? Like they're not gonna like they're pushing the thing
Yeah, with the
themselves,
cuts
you
and
know?
all that stuff too.
It got to a point where their hands aren't even on it and it's moving.
Holy shit, dude.
That I can't
That's
explain.
creepy.
Unless they got crazy and they like
Yeah.
had some like fucking
String.
fishing line.
Yeah,
and
like
they're,
tying or
moving it
something like that.
perfectly to
Magnet.
these letters, like I don't believe, like that's so hard to design. Like I would be surprised if they could fake it that hard.
Yeah.
Like it was some next level shit. That's like what opened my eyes to
Okay,
it.
so
was like,
you're gonna have to text me this because I need to go down the rabbit hole on this tonight. I'm not
Sure
gonna remember.
thing.
I'm a little tipsy right now. I'm not gonna remember when you just tell me. I'm not gonna lie to you right now. But
no, I'll send you the video link.
okay,
Sounds good.
absolutely. Yo, Joe, my question for you is you have ties to Massachusetts. Have you ever been anywhere in Massachusetts with your family where there's been anything spiritual or they've told you anything creepy about Massachusetts? Anything spiritually creepy about Massachusetts?
I can recall one time it was like a thing. This isn't exactly like a demon/ghost thing. It's actually more of an angel thing. It was,
An angel
we
thing.
were
Mm,
Yeah, it was Thanksgiving.
that's a good
and
turn right there.
yeah,
That's
I know,
actually a
right?
good
My
turn.
uncle, they're religious, right? My uncle, he's devout Catholic, and like church on Sunday, every Sunday. And he's, and this one Thanksgiving, and it was just so significant. We like we did this like special prayer where he kind of led it, and it was serious. Like it was a legit
Yeah.
like nobody go in that room. Everybody has to be in here. We turned the lights off, and it was like sad,
Oh
and it was like,
shit.
and what he did is he called on Mary Magdalene,
Okay.
and
Yep.
it was like a 30-minute prayer, dude. Like it was
Holy
like
shit, dude.
it was like we were sitting in this room for like a long time, and it was like I don't really remember what happened after. It was just kind of like we did it, and I was a kid, and then we just like ran downstairs and like played freaking video games or whatever.
See, I feel like stuff
But,
like that goes over our heads when we're younger.
But it was like we were like nobody go in that room for a while. Like she's like here blessing us.
Jeez, dude.
Yeah, it was really
Jeez, dude.
it was intense. It was intense. And like I would look in and like I mean I could have sworn I saw like a halo in there, but
Jamie goes Bill with the chest pubes. I know, right, Jamie? Yo, Jamie, you're welcome to hop in on the conversation. You can get on video. We're in the podcast tab right now of our Discord server. Bill definitely rocking the chest pubes like a fucking man right now. But yeah, Satch, that is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
That is absolutely insane.
that one's definitely worth saying.
Yo, Big Bush 7111. Oh, I said that wrong. Bill, you still here?
Yeah, man.
Okay, you're still here.
Yeah.
We lost your
No,
video.
no, I know. I'm looking at some shit right now.
Okay,
Yo,
okay, yeah.
Satch. Have you, in your San Diego days, ever heard of the Queen Elizabeth, the ship?
I think I've heard of that.
No,
I think I've heard of that.
I have heard of the.
Is it the ghost ship?
I've been to
Yeah,
Old
it's
Town
the
San
ghost
Diego.
ship.
It's the
dude.
ghost ship, isn't it?
I know it's posted somewhere in California.
Hold up,
just don't
I gotta go to
trying
the
to figure
bathroom.
out where.
I mean, I know the USS Queen Elizabeth. I think it's the USS Constitution makes its rounds on the West Coast every once in a while. But
No, dude, this is the Queen Elizabeth. That it was so haunted that basically they just posted it up on some dock in California, and they're renting it out as like a hotel basically, and for like, like ghost enthusiasts, whatever.
are you sure it wasn't the Queen Mary? Hold on, I'm looking it up.
Is it the Queen Mary? Oh, fuck.
The Queen
Might
Mary.
be-
It's the Queen Mary.
You're right. You're exactly right. Let me see where
Stateroom
that one is.
B340.
Yeah,
The famously haunted Stateroom
dude.
B340 for overnight guests starting this month.
Yes, dude. Where is
Yeah.
that? That's in Long Beach, California.
There you go. Yeah, it's a little bit north.
Yes, dude. That's a place I mean, I'm interested in. That would be pretty interesting. I don't know if you're down, but when you go back to California, maybe we could schedule a trip.
Possibly.
Maybe not stay in
Could make-
what is it, B340 or whatever, but we can stay in the next over room. We'll see what's happening.
Yo,
but Satch,
I'm back.
Ouija board.
Satch, I'm telling you, dude. If just Google like Queen Mary 340 and Sam and Kobe. Like these kids, they go there and all sorts of messed up shit happened. Like it was like stuff you can't fake on YouTube. Like I watch it to the extent where it's like, can they fake this? And a lot of it is no, you can't.
No, you can't.
Oh.
So did that make you a believer, Bill?
I don't know. I went down a rabbit hole one night. Like I stayed up all night watching their videos, and some of their stuff, like somebody could fake it, but other stuff, it's like they would have to go through extreme extents, like get other like third party people to like knock on their ceiling and like whisper like through vents to make
Jesus,
it
dude.
Like they got like voices, knocks, like all the like the telltale signs. But I doubt they're going through all those extents. Especially this was back when they were like early YouTube, you know.
Well, I mean, if you're early YouTube, do you think you would go to those
Their
limits?
their recent YouTube, they still do the same stuff, and it's like that stuff's I don't know. I think they kind of like fake their like recent stuff, but if you go back to their early stuff, I think it's more authentic.
Yeah. Yo,
Where they're
so
just like actually going to these like haunted places and trying to see what's real and what's not.
so I want to bring it back to the angel thing that Joe was talking about before we were talking about the Queen Elizabeth and the Kobe and what's his name?
Queen Mary.
Queen
Queen
Mary, my
Mary.
bad,
Queen
my bad. I think
Mary.
Queen Elizabeth because she's a cannibal and she eats babies. But um but yeah, when you were talking about the angel thing, Joe, I think there's been one spiritual thing in my life where I actually did see something super angelic, and I think it was actually it was very like I want to say an innocent feeling. Right, it was that turn of adolescence for me when I was about 12 years old, I think. What time? How old are you when you go into second grade?
6, 7, 7.
6, 7.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's first grade. Second grade's got to be 8 years old. So I must have been 10 or 11 years old.
Okay. Okay.
And so here's the story, right? You guys remember where my dad lived on Main Street, right? Right across from the farm stand.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're out there and my dad's like, so I didn't know my dad bought me a new bike. And he was like, "Oh, your brother gets your bike now." And he was just kind of like playing like a little joke on me like, "Oh, blah blah blah." I was like, "No, no, no, that's my bike." That cuz like I've had that bike since I started with training wheels and shit. So I was like, "No, no, no, that's my bike. That's my bike." And then I took it across the street or something and my brother was like, "No, that's my bike." And my brother crossed the street and I just saw it right in front of me. My brother gets hit by a car going 45 miles per hour down Main Street. And I remember just like it was like crazy. I don't know how to reenact it, but it was kind of like my brother. His whole body went back onto the hood of the car, like because he turned
Mhm.
like he turned his body to where like his back and his butt got hit, right? Like like kind of where you feel it when you deadlift a lot of weight. That's where he got hit, and the car carried him, dude, literally like 30 feet to the next house, right? And he flew. But like the thing that I saw was just like this glow, like this angelic glow, and it didn't even look like he got shot, like fucking like thrown. It just more of looked like he got like carried peacefully and then placed on the ground and rolled. And you know what happened to him? Guess what happened to him? Guess what the injuries were?
Nothing.
He had road rash and a sprained ankle.
You remember that time that dude, that happened with a dog.
Damn.
But
That happened, dude?
but I'm trying to get to the angelic aspect. A dog, I don't remember that really, but the
Bill was
angelic
there.
the angelic aspect of it to me was the fact that I saw like this angelic glow, and I remember specifically being like 10 or 11 years old and telling uh one of my friends, you guys know Reed Stuhlman, right?
Yeah.
His mom
Oh,
was
yeah.
asking me after like, did you see what happened or do you know what happened? Like are you okay? Like blah, she asked me all this stuff and I remember telling her, I remember saying I saw something carry him. I don't know what it was, but it was a ball of light and it just like kind of carried him peacefully to the ground and rolled him. And he didn't get injured. He was just unconscious. That's all. He was unconscious and had road rash and a sprained ankle. And I remember like thinking like, okay, that's something like angelic. So I kind of carried this, but I didn't carry it through Catholicism. So that's where it like kind of ended. But I did see
Yeah.
something. So it was like, is that a ghost? The Holy Ghost? I don't know, but it was some type of ghost. I guess if we're looking back on it now, I guess I can say I have had an actual ghost encounter. Is that White Claw, Billy? Is that White Claw? Oh my god. Dude,
Claw, dude.
he's
Put
fucking
up to your ear.
slawing and clawing right now, dude.
Put it up
But
to your
but
ear, dude.
is that
You
a
hear the
crazy
crackling of
story?
steel.
Is that a crazy story?
Yeah, that's nuts. I
That is a
didn't
crazy
know.
story.
I didn't know he was hit by a car.
You guys didn't know that? Yeah, cuz Sawyer's fine. Like Sawyer's like the funniest dude ever. Like
No, it's making me think back, Chris. Like some kid told me back in Little League baseball that his brother was hit by.
Yeah, because
car.
we were on the same No, you were on the Tigers, right? No, we
I
were on the
was
same
Tigers.
team. What was the team we were on?
I played for
I remember the teams.
What was his name?
The purple team. You were on the purple team, right?
Yeah, the purple team.
Yeah, that's the team we
Exactly.
were on. And I told you because that's the year it happened.
Yep.
I remember
No,
because
exactly.
you played second base and I played shortstop.
Yeah. No, oh man.
That's crazy how it comes full circle, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's pretty
Damn.
nuts.
Yeah. No, we used to tear it up on that field.
Yeah, we beat the Tigers. Do you remember that?
Yep. Oh, we trashed them.
Yeah, we trashed them. 6 innings of a fucking slaughter. I remember that shit, dude.
Fuck the Tigers.
Wait, so
dude.
Billy
that,
had-
that was such a cheated. That was the most cheated team.
Dude,
I've
Don
ever
Lawton.
seen.
R.I.P.
Like-
Didn't he pass away recently? Don Lawton.
Probably.
He passed away recently. R.I.P. He was a fucking legend. His camp was the best.
Seriously.
But yo, Billy, let me
Yeah.
turn it to you because I've heard Satch's spiritual, like angelic story. Do you have any like religious, spiritual, angelic ghost stories? Like something that's not a bad ghost, but something that's a good ghost.
I wish, dude.
Okay, I wish, dude.
Give me some good luck and I'll let you know. But no, the best thing I had going for me recently was playing Minichog last weekend.
Okay.
I ripped the drive as hard as I could. It didn't slice on me like my usual drive. It actually went dead straight. I probably drove the ball like
I love how that's your
Close.
divine story. Just, I had a nice drive in golf. That's my divinity. Like,
No, I can clean it
Let's
up.
go.
So basically,
I can clean it up.
I hit the ball, and then I saw this like spirit, right? And it just took the ball like 300 yards dead straight. Like it
Oh my
didn't curve it at all, and it placed the ball.
no wind, no backwind. It just went, dude. It just sent.
It went like 20 yards before the green, and I think all I have to think about that is my family, my friends. Best drive of my life.
Best drive of my dude.
I
That
ended- I
is.
ended up-
Hey, I respect it. I respect it for sure.
I do too, dude.
That's fucking beautiful.
double bogeying the hole, but that's beside the point. You know?
Oh man, dude. So,
So,
Satch, all right. Let's turn it back to you now. So, have you only had one angelic encounter, or has there been multiple?
Off the top of my head, that's the only one that's coming in my head. But I know there's a bunch. I just can't think of.
Wait, I don't know if this is a touchy subject for you, and I don't mean to bring it up, but wasn't there somebody hiding out in your house at one point when you were younger?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that's not really demon related. but
No,
there
it's not
was, like,
demon, but it's still a
person who
scary
was, like, in
story.
our basement. It was at my uncle. It was at my uncle Mike's place. There was like a dude in our basement, like hiding in the corner.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Billy, you don't know this?
Yeah, bro.
No, that's sketch, dude. What?
Yeah, man. It was like between. It's hard to explain. You got to see the house, but it was in one of the back rooms where the laundry gets done, and like he was just chilling there, bro.
So he thought you guys were gonna be gone for a long time? Is what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That's actually
That shit
crazy.
happens though, man.
Fuck.
That shit happens. Like there's been hoppers. There are people living in a house like two houses down from me, or they didn't live there. They just like
Wait,
And
which house
started
was this at?
They came back.
Is this at
came back.
Saybrook?
No,
or-
this is up in Massachusetts.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that story. I was like, damn, bro. I always thought your basement was haunted.
Dude, my mom has told me stories about that basement, and I've started. One time I swear to God the lights just turned off in that room.
We were
Think about
there.
it,
We
just
that
watching
that
it.
was us, dude.
Dude.
That was us.
Yeah.
I remember that, dude.
Were you there too, Billy?
I think I might have been, dude.
Dude, I think it was like 5 or 4 of us, and we were all laying down there, and the lights just fucking shut off.
Yeah.
But the power didn't go out.
remember- some sketchy shit about that basement. I'm not
The
gonna lie.
basement did have
Zach.
some
Dude.
weird stuff. Oh, dude, okay, hold on. I had a story. Jamie knows about this, and if Jamie's still in this one, we were chilling in my basement, dude, and we were just kicking it, watching some Always Sunny. It was like Taylor was there, and
That was a good show.
he was there, and Jackson. Have you heard that? Yeah. And we were just hanging out, just be, good time. It was a good time.
Yeah.
And we're all like laughing, we're all like, chilling, and then Jack Sullivan. Okay, so on a little bit of like a backstory before this, we were I was like at my house, everyone was about to come over. It was a Thursday night. I remember it very well. Thursday night, and it was and they're coming over, and then I get a call, and they're like, dude, someone's following us, to your house right now. And we're like, I was like,
Oh.
this is freaking me out. And then like they pull up, dude, and I think they pull up, and it was the boys, and then a car just like slowly goes by, and I like got out of my house. I was like, what's up, dude? Like, who's following me? Like, who's following this dude right now? And it turns out and they pull. No. What happened was they get here, they get inside, and then that car pulls into my driveway. That's what happened. And
Yeah.
then I go outside, and they peel out and disappear. I was like, what the fuck?
Damn.
Yeah, so that's just like the backstory. So it was already a weird night.
Yeah.
It's already a weird night. And then oh man, Chris, we're sitting in the basement, dude. It's like 2 a.m.
Oh,
like
God,
my brother
that
and sister are
basement,
both
dude.
sleeping.
That basement, dude.
No, that basement. There was some weird energies going on in that basement, man. But my brother and sister and my mom are all sleeping, right? They're all sleeping. They're all upstairs. Thursday night, right? I think we had like, for some reason, we didn't have school the next day.
Yeah.
And we were, I think, seniors, or maybe we might have been the summer or the year after that. And we're chilling, and then all of a sudden, dude, I'm never gonna forget this. It gives me goosebumps. It gave me goosebumps. Dude, Jack Sullivan just stands up and starts like, he was sitting there. He was already being kind of weird. He was kind of just like,
Dude, oh man, I remember that.
like he had this
story.
weird like demonic thing going. He was like, you know what I mean? Like how
Yeah.
you see like when like the face would skip, it'd be like, I
Yeah.
see that in his face, and, and I was like, what? But like I figured he was just kind of like stressed out or something.
What the
That's what it was.
fuck, dude?
Dude, dude, at one point we're all just chilling watching the show. He gets up, dude, and I see his face like go, and it was like, and he just gets up and he just screams, bro, at the top of his lungs,
Oh my
as loud as you
God,
could possibly
dude.
think of a scream.
I
And I was sitting
remember
there like,
this. Yeah.
oh my God. And then Taylor fucking Brink was there. He had to chokehold him back down until he passed out straight up, because he would not stop. He was like, like screaming at the top of his lungs, bro.
What,
And then
dude?
he
Oh.
finally passes out. Dude, I'm surprised Jamie never told you the story, because Jamie,
No.
and, bro, and he passes out, and everyone's just like, you know what, dude, we're peacing out. I'm like, fuck, dude, I gotta be in this house like alone with this.
Jesus
All right, dude,
Christ.
boys. I was just like manning up, like, all right, boys, yeah, it's whatever. And, and then I was just sitting
Jesus, dude.
downstairs for like a long time, bro. I was scared to move. I dead ass turned on Ghetto Gospel by Tupac in the hopes that it would drive away demons in my basement. I was like,
Holy shit.
I hit him with a little ghetto gospel. Bro. Holy
Yeah,
shit, dude.
dude,
That's
that-
fucking scary as shit.
it was very scary.
That's
bro.
scary
Yo,
as
you-
shit, dude.
Do you think something
Yeah.
like took him
And it was
over?
funny. Like the day
That's
after. It was
Well,
so
well,
lame.
okay. Well, do you think he was on something, or do you think something took him over?
I think something took him over, bro.
That's a. I mean,
Real talk.
I mean, even
I
if
think
you're
something
on
dead
something,
ass, like, took him like away from himself, and like the next day it was all like funny. He was like, "Yeah, guys, I was stressed, had work in the morning." But it was
Jeez.
funny, but like at the time, it was so freaking scary. I was literally fearing for my life. I thought I was like scared for a while after too. It was like a month.
Like
my God,
knowing Jack Sullivan. too.
Yeah,
It's
that's the craziest part. Jack is literally like just such a calm dude. He's never been like anything
Yeah.
super crazy like that. He's always so chill. So it's like, holy shit! Like hearing that, I'm like, what the? How did that even? What happened? Like that definitely
I
raises
know.
questions, dude.
It does, and it's like with already the history of that basement, dude. Oh man.
You know, unrelated to ghosts.
Weird.
Oh, but I don't know if you.
Sorry.
All right, Billy,
Can I
go.
Can I throw in there? Going off of Sash's basement being haunted. Sash, do you not remember the time that I think it was you drove by your house? It was like along the time you were selling the house, right? And you're
Yeah.
picking up the new house. We drove by your old house, and all the lights were off.
Oh, dude, I just
And-
got goosebumps, Bill. I remember
Oh God.
that, dude.
What?
I remember you were mad freaked out about this one because I didn't know, like, maybe you have automatic lights or whatnot, like maybe 8 p.m. kicks on and lights turn on. I don't know. Like, I
We
just
had
remember
never
we
had
drove
anything
by
like
your
that.
house. We went like on an additional circuit. You were just like, yeah, let's drive by my house, my old house. Let's check it out. So we check it out, and nobody's living there. Lights were off earlier in the night, like when it was already dark outside. We drive by, and it was not just like the outside lights, but the inside lights were on.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah, I
And me and
remember that,
Seth,
dude.
like, we
That was
parked out front. We were like, wait a minute, like, what is going on, dude?
That's
Like,
scary.
Seth, I don't know if you have anything else
Yeah.
to say there, but it was creepy for me. I don't know.
That's scary.
dude, that was a very creepy situation, man. That was weird.
Like, I don't know, something
Oh,
about that
man.
house. It had something in there, I'm sure.
Yeah, there was some sort of energy going on in there. Like there was another time where I looked like I mean this is at this point it's just like the imaginations, but like I swear to God I saw like a woman in the other room. No, okay, so this was just me.
Oh,
It
God.
was just me. But I was like sitting in the basement, and it was like that point where I just like slept downstairs all the time. One night it was all dark, and like the light in the other room in the laundry room just turned on, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I go over there and I like open the door. It was just nothing, but like I could have sworn I saw like the image of like a woman. Then later I found out that there was like an old couple who lived there before we
Oh,
moved
you
in.
told me about that.
I told my
You
mom
de-
about
yeah,
it.
you definitely told me
Oh.
about that as well. You told me about that.
Fuck, dude.
That is
Yeah,
scary.
it was pretty.
That's so scary, bro.
Yeah, man. And we would get like mail every once in a while, like for those people still from that.
Damn,
Damn,
dude.
dude. To
That's-
see that, oh.
That creeps you out. Was she in like a nightgown or what? What was she wearing? What was it?
It was like a dress. Yeah, it was like a nightgown. It was like
See,
it was
that's
kind of
where.
like a gray
Nope, that's
silhouette.
every scary movie, dude. Nope, that's where you just say no and just close the door and run away, dude. That's where you say no and run away.
Oh, I
Every
think I
scary
went upstairs
movie.
after that. Pretty sure I went upstairs after that one.
That's where you say no. I'm done. Yo, Billy, do you have a yacht?
No, I don't have a yacht.
Dude, I almost
Um,
bought a yacht for fucking $5,000 on a fucking auction site. And then I was like, no, I can't do it. I don't have the
You've done
funds
it.
for this. Yo, I think like, dude, I think there's a lot of ghost experiences out there. Oh, we lost
Dude,
Billa.
I got a couple.
We lost
couple,
Billa.
Navy stories. And the Navy stories were almost all just like trying to scare each other because we'd have watch. Like, because obviously the boats always drive. We have watch 24/7.
Yeah.
We'd have the night shift, right? We'd have like the balls to 3 or whatever, and we told some pretty scary stories. And our ship wasn't that haunted, but like there was one story that one of the officers told me about how some guy like I don't know, I think he just jumped off the ship and like everyone watched
Jesus.
it. He just straight up jumped, and yeah, he just like
Jesus.
died. Like he just had like yeah.
That's
But,
kind of scary.
Yeah, and there are some of those ships, dude, have some like very very like walking through that thing in the middle of the ocean with only red lights on, bro, at 2 a.m. is scary. I don't give a fuck like what happened. It's it is just eerie.
Yeah,
And
there's a
that's my
certain
ship.
eerie feeling to it.
I mean, the ship I was on got hit by a mine.
Really?
Yeah, it got hit by a mine in in the Gulf of in 90 and during Desert Storm in like 92. It got hit by a mine. And
Jesus, dude.
yeah, and it's like to this day it's still like the whole ship kind of like is a little bit slanted.
Yo, like,
So,
what's kind of scary is I don't know if you've ever been to Grafenwehr, Germany. Grafenwehr.
I haven't been that far.
Bro, that place, it's World War II barracks. And you're living in
Oh,
this place with about 50 to 75 dudes in one small little place, right? Bruh,
yeah.
oh my god. It is like the worst thing in the world, and the showers are disgusting. This is World War II barracks. And it's just bunk beds all
That's
right next to each other. And it was just the nastiest thing. I've never felt like a ghost experience from there. But it was just an eerie feeling all around in that part of Germany. I was just like, what is going on? This is completely like this is creepy. It was just it was creepy at night. And in the morning when we would run, I'd be like, okay, at least I'm with people because it was creepy in the morning too. Like and daylight was the only time, and we played Pokemon Go to pass the time, bro. Oh, and even more about Germany, even more. I spent about 4.5 months of my like 8 month rotation in Germany. I spent 4.5 months in the fucking woods, just in the
Wow.
woods of Germany. When I tell you,
That's
no, so this is where I will never be able to explain. If it, it definitely. But the thing is, I never saw it. Okay, so the army issues these tents, right? These little pup, they're called pup tents, and they're one
okay.
person tents, right? Fucking phenomenal. I love those things. Um, and I was in this tent in Germany, and like we got our MREs, we have one Humvee, and all we're doing is monitoring radios. We're retrans. They radio us, we radio whoever they need to radio. That's our job, right? And we got our fucking radio high in the trees. We threw it up there. We slingshotted that motherfucker. And we're chilling there. One person's on watch, and we continue to switch. And then we're all on watch at some point, and we're all playing cards, spades, all this stuff. We had 4 people, right? But this isn't the scary part. There's bears, there's foxes, there's wolves, there's all this stuff, right? And one morning, I thought I thought that my NCO and one of my buddies was fucking with me. I thought they were fucking with me, right?
Yeah.
You know what they did? It wasn't even it wasn't them because they still deny it to this day. Somebody was under my tent, shoving something under my tent, like trying to wake me up, like under it. And I woke up. I said, "Who the fuck is that?" No answer. They kept shoving something under my tent. Kept shoving. Like, and I was like, "Who's there? Who's there? Who's there?" And then I hit my tent to try to hit who was there. Nothing. 10 seconds later, under my fucking tent, dude. And I'm like,
That's
what the
crazy.
fuck is going on right now? What the actual fuck is going on right now? And I go out. I'm like, okay, finally it gets to the point where I got to go outside. I go outside, dude. I look at the MREs, like where we had our MREs hoisted and our trash hoisted so that bears and foxes couldn't get to it and shit, right? We had it put away. Guess what, dude? That shit was torn apart. That shit was torn apart everywhere. It was literally everywhere. Like completely
Could have been a
everywhere.
bear. I got
Dude,
bears over there, right?
yeah, no, there was literally bears where we were staying. Like where we were on the highest point of the mountain. There was bears. So it was like I was like, holy shit, was a bear going under my tent to try to get to something that cuz I had food in my tent.
Oh.
And I was like, is there a bear trying to get in here? And then I was like, no, it couldn't have been a bear. It couldn't have been a bear. Like, I didn't smell it. I didn't hear it. I was like, maybe it was a fox. Maybe it was something smaller. But, bro, something was just scratching at my tent, scratching at my tent. I go outside. Dude, this is like 6:30 in the morning. And it's still like sun's coming up and dew on the ground. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I was like Sergeant Kitchens, leave me the fuck alone. Like, I'm trying to sleep. Because he loved to play pranks and shit like that. Nope. Dude, this was something. And the worst part about Germany being in the woods for 4 months is you start to hear shit. And then you also start to find shit. Not just here stuff. I found some World War II shit. That's pretty crazy.
It is.
You don't just see shit. You start to find shit. Dude, we found radio line from the 1940s.
That's nuts.
German radio line that they laid in the ground from the 1940s. And it just had like this ghost feel to it. Like this ghosty
Yeah,
feel. It was
just
very
like
creepy.
what it used to be used for. I got to visit Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. I went on a trip there visiting my uncle who lives in Pennsylvania. Went there. There's a lot of similar stuff. There's a lot of old artifacts that to this day you can go out into those fields, bro, and you can just feel kind of like you can see it like just 200 years ago. There were people almost 200 years ago, actually, to the date. Almost, it happened around July 2nd, July 3rd. I don't remember which year, but yeah, dude, you could like the cannons are still. Some of the cannons are still there. Some of
It's
the bunkers
fucking
are still
crazy, dude.
there. Yeah, it's
Yo,
eerie. It's very strange.
did you know that Elvis was in Grafenwehr? And there's the place where I was at was the towers on the mountain, right? And Elvis apparently etched his name into the
Yeah.
brick of where I was camping out. So
You know,
like,
you know,
yeah, we saw it. It said Elvis 57.
oh, that's cool.
Dude, it was insane. Because that's where he was when he was in the army. He went to Grafenwehr, Germany. That's where he went to
Yeah.
train. And it was and we saw this thing. I was like, maybe it's Elvis, maybe it's not. But apparently that's the folklore around there. Even the Germans say, yeah, Elvis was here. So it's like that was pretty cool to see. But yeah, dude,
Yeah.
Germany is sketch. Germany, like the woods of Germany is sketch. We played cops and robbers out there with fucking walkie-talkies and shit. At some point, when when there was a training stand down, we were like, all right, we're gonna play some cops and robbers right now. So that's what we did, and it was pretty fun,
Wow.
dude. What other ghost shit can we think of right now? Like what? Like, dude, do you believe? Okay, be completely honest with me. Do you believe in ghosts?
Um,
No, like there's no in between.
no,
There's,
I do.
okay,
believe
you do. Okay, because I was gonna say there's no in between. There's no in between, and I would tell you right now, I don't believe in ghosts. So we're both on two different sides of the spectrum for this.
Which is good. It's perfect for talking.
Yeah, I mean, well, why do you believe in ghosts? Tell me, just tell me why.
Because I simply believe that people and my idea of a ghost first off is more along the lines of I've been saying it, but it's more along the lines of sort of like a manifestation of energy that people have left behind. And I do believe that sometimes that stuff can be strong enough. I have one more. I got it.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear
I
it.
have one more.
Hold on. Tell them I have to go to the bathroom. Just tell the chat right now.
All right, no, I'm gonna wait for you to get back.
Okay. Just tell tell them all about your new YouTube channel, your new YouTube name. I'll be right back. I have to pee real quick.
Well, yeah. So, everybody who's listening to this right now, Joe Mack is what I'm going by on YouTube. You can look me up. I'm gonna just be doing covers of Mac Miller songs, maybe a couple others, maybe some Metallica, something like that. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, please look me up. Just Joe Mac, AOE space MAC on on YouTube. You know, all the support, any comments you got, suggestions. I'm very interactive with people. If you have any ideas or suggestions for me to play or whatever, please shoot me a comment or shoot me a message or whatever.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for
I'd
the
be happy
story.
to do that. Okay, so the story. Oh, all right. So I'm gonna give you the frame real quick. Ready for this?
Yeah.
Ouija board in a graveyard.
Ouija board in a graveyard? Oh my god.
Ouija
Who is this
board in
with?
a
Wait. Who is this with?
This was some of my homies from California that I met in the Navy. I was chilling with my buddy Airman, and he's like, dude, you want to go up to it was like this like bumfuck town. Like it was like it was north of Monterey, but it wasn't all the way to San Francisco, and it wasn't San Jose either. It was like this very like rural town.
Yeah.
And we drive out there to meet these girls. Which looking on it was kind of like I don't know, kinda weird, but we did it.
Yeah.
And we're just chilling at this girl's house, and we're just kicking it, whatever. And then we get into like this spiritual talk, and they're like, "We have a Ouija board," and we were like, "Oh." And one thing leads to another. Blase, blase. Boom, we're in graveyard.
Okay.
And,
so the Ouija board in the graveyard.
Yep. And we were trying to, we did it. We called upon some people. We found dude, I swear this goes like against every rule you have in Ouija. But we found a grave, and we were just like, let's call on this person.
Oh my god, dude.
know.
Why did you guys
I
do
know.
that?
Dude, we were
Why,
because, dude? It
dude?
was because it was fun. It was exciting.
Okay,
I was
okay,
excited,
well,
you know? I was like, dude,
wait.
oh,
Let me cut in real quick. So, was it fun and exciting, or were you just trying to get your nut?
dude. Well,
Let me. Which one? Was
Yes.
it both or
How about
one?
this? That's my answer. Is yes.
Yeah, your answer is yes. Okay, keep going.
All right, so we're in the graveyard, dude, but some weird shit happened, bro. Some weird shit happened, dude. It's
Oh shit!
real talk, man.
You didn't get your
fucking-
nut? Is that the weird?
No, that I know. Well, no, we didn't. We got the graveyard. We got the Ouija in the graveyard story.
Okay. Let's go back to the
something
Ouija in
happened.
the graveyard. Let's go to the actual scary story.
Okay, so we're doing it, and we were all we have our hands on the thing, and we said is anybody here? And it's it does the yes, and then and then what was it? It was can you show ourselves? And nothing happened, and then all of a sudden it went to 10, went to 9, and then went to 8, and then went to 7. We were like, dude, what's going on? And then we were like, stop, and then one of the girls freaked out, was like, stop, and we were like, okay. We just ripped our hands off the thing, and it stopped. It didn't go by itself. And we looked it up, and when that happens, it means that there's a demon trying to get in.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so we were in a graveyard, demons get into our Ouija board, and we left after that, but nothing was the same.
Damn, dude, that's
Yeah,
actually
dude.
kind of creepy.
Yeah, it was creepy in that moment, dude. Being in a graveyard, man, I was like, dude, come on.
With a Ouija board too, nonetheless.
No.
That's fucking scary. I've never done a Ouija board, and my girl said she'll never come near me if I ever do a Ouija board. So, I guess I'm never
Wow,
doing a
really?
Ouija board. Yeah.
Yeah, I might have kind of cursed myself in that sense. Then now.
Yeah, I mean, Ouija boards are. I don't know. I think it's the people that are there that kind of dictate what they want to see. But
Yeah, it's all relative, man. It's all relative.
it's crazy. It's crazy though. All these things just revolve around ghosts and demons. I feel like we've talked about ghosts a lot. We've talked about angels a lot, but we haven't talked about demons. So can we talk?
Demons are, well, yes. Oh, I mean the opposite side of the angels, right? We got people.
Well, I mean,
you
are
know,
they so
crazy.
they're exact opposites of angels, or are they fallen angels? What are demons? What are demons exactly? Do we know? We don't.
you could call them fallen angels, or you could call. I bet the demons have this whole thing of angels are just the good versions of them. They're just
Okay.
oh yeah, he's a little goody two shoes. He doesn't even do this. And,
So
no, he
so
won't even. Do it.
is the devil a demon? We talked about Satanism earlier. Is
Yeah.
the devil's a demon, right?
The devil is technically a demon. I think.
Technically.
Well, that would be good. At that point we would be calling God technically. So, I don't know. Maybe the devil is more of just
Well,
an entity of-
wasn't Lucifer an angel that was cast out of heaven, right?
Yeah, that's how the story goes. Right?
Yeah, I believe so. Don't. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But I'm pretty sure that Lucifer was an angel who was cast out of heaven. And if you've fallen from heaven, there's got to be some repercussions to that. But demons in a sense, there's Lilith, one of the most prominent known demons. There's all these other demons, but I think about demons.
I mean, there's so
There's
many.
so many people in the world. How can they possess everybody? That's my question. How many
Yeah, I
demons
mean,
are there to people? We don't know.
that's a
And
good
I
question.
feel like movies
Uh,
and shows and stuff like that raise it even more to people to believe, oh, demons more prominent than they actually are. If they exist. I'm gonna put that if they exist. So demons, I feel like demons, when people say, "Oh yeah, they were possessed," I think if it's actually legit, where they can break their bones and stuff like that on a film, on exorcism film and stuff like that, shit.
Ooh,
By
here's a story.
by golly, you're fucking possessed.
Have
You
you
know
ever
what I'm
heard of the
saying?
story of I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick. It's like Emily something. Oh yeah, it was the exorcism in Connecticut. It was in Connecticut, bro. Hold on.
Yeah, I know what
Emily
you're talking.
Rose, Exorcism of Emily Rose, right? Which
Yeah.
one was she in Connecticut though? I'm gonna find that out real quick.
No, there was one in Connecticut. There was
This was
one.
it. This was it, dude. Hold on. Plot. Catholic. P. Blah, 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 blah. Place. I need a place. Give me a place. Have you heard of Emily Rose though?
I mean, I don't go super far into exorcisms. I'm more of the
All
fact
right.
that like that demons, if there are demons, I don't think they want to possess people as much as they do. I think they'd rather influence multiple people.
Story behind the
Does that make
exorcism
sense?
of Emily. Yes, and this is a real thing. It was not entirely based on actual events of a German girl named Anneliese Michel.
Oh,
The
okay,
Exorcism of
so
Emily Rose. This is
so
real.
it's not.
This is the real story.
So Emily Rose,
Oh,
is Emily
developed
Rose real, or is it Annalise?
It's Anneliese Michel.
Okay, in Germany. Well, okay. So life obviously started in Africa, right? Can we agree on that?
I
Can
started in Africa. Oh, maybe.
at least cognizant human beings, correct? I'm pretty sure it started in
I think
Africa.
so. Like Egypt, or maybe.
No, there
I
was so
don't
Mesopotamia
know.
is
I've
one.
seen some things.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can all agree that life mainly started in Africa. So see, I'm gonna bring up so many other points because there's so many other things and so many other topics that I want to cover, and I don't think Jesus was a white man. For all those people that are out there thinking that Jesus is a white man, I think Jesus was more of a
Oh, he was a black.
Middle Eastern.
He was like basic.
I
Yeah,
think
no, he literally was. That's
yeah, I think that
100%.
that should be a fact, but I don't know. People want to deny it.
It's
All right, but that's a whole different point. But he's the Holy
a
Ghost. All right,
weird. If anyone denies that, they're ridiculous.
yeah.
Because it is so true.
I
He was
mean,
born, dude. It's the song. He was born in Nazareth,
yeah,
or Bethlehem.
yeah, I mean, people.
so weird, bro.
It's kind of crazy to think, but so
That's
we'll bring it back from the
that's cool.
Holy Ghost, the prophet. We'll bring it back from that. Let's bring it back to Annalise. So what happened with Annalise, Joe? Tell us.
All right, I'm gonna read the story because it's right here.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
but I'll paraphrase. I think I'm pretty good at that. Anneliese Michel grew up devoutly Catholic, Bavaria, West Germany, 1960s, where she attended mass twice a week.
Wait, did
She
you
was
say
16,
Bavaria?
suddenly blacked out. Yes,
I've been to Bavaria.
Bavaria, West Germany,
No,
1960s.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Do you know how scary Bavaria is? Not
bet
just
it's,
like
like,
in a
hyper-religious.
not just in a people sense, just in a vibe sense. Do you know what the
I
vibe
mean, if it's
feels like?
hyper-religious, probably creepy.
No, not just
I mean,
religion. Do you know what the vibe in Bavaria is
hyper.
like? It just seems dark.
Yeah,
Dark.
I guess I could.
You know they have
Yeah,
a show
yeah.
called Dark that's all in German and it's all about Bavaria.
Ooh, I want to watch that.
It's on
Honestly,
it's on
this podcast
Netflix.
has sort of piqued my interest to like look into creepy stuff.
Yeah, I know.
I'm doing it
Dude,
for-
you gotta find the creepy stuff. Oh shit, Tweak. Tweak just almost took out my computer. But no, I'm telling you, like there's some creepy stuff out there. I can hook you up with some creepy stuff if you want to watch it. But let's continue with Annalise.
Okay, so Annalise DeVay. Okay, so 16, she suddenly blacked out and began walking around dazed. So Annalise did not remember the event. Her friends and family said she was in a trance-like state. A year later, she experienced similar occurrence where she woke up in a trance and wet her bed. Her body also went through a series of convulsions, causing her body to shake uncontrollably. For the second time, she visited a neurologist who diagnosed her with temporal lobe epilepsy. Listen to this. Ready for this?
Okay, I'm ready.
Temporal lobe epilepsy, a disorder that causes seizures, loss of memory, experiencing visual and auditory hallucinations. This is the temporal lobe epilepsy can also cause Geschwind syndrome, a disorder marked by hyper-religiosity. That's a key point, I think, right there. It's a
Holy
disorder that
shit.
is actually caused by being hyper-religious.
Holy shit.
After her diagnosis, Annalise began taking medication. Drugs failed to help. As she progressed, her conditions deteriorated. She was taking medication. She began to believe she was possessed by a demon and she needed to find a solution outside of medicine.
So,
She began to see the face of the devil wherever she went, and she heard demons whispering in her ears. When she heard demons telling her she was damned and would rot in hell while she was praying, she concluded the devil must be possessing her.
so it was all on her account. It was on nobody else's account.
Hold on.
Okay. We're
Annalise,
holding.
yeah, technically, it's all what she believed in her own head.
That's kind of
Annalise sought out
sketchy.
priests. She sought out priests to help her with her demonic possession. All the clergy she approached rejected her request, saying that she should seek medical help and she needed permission of a
Wow.
bishop anyway. This
Wow,
permission,
that's actually a
Annalise's
turn of
delusions became
events.
extreme.
That's a turn of
Believing.
events.
Listen to this. This is getting even more.
That
weird.
is an
This
actual turn of events.
Hold on, ready for this? Is a creepy one. Believing she was possessed, she ripped the clothes off her body, compulsively performed up to 400 squats a day, crawled under
What?
a table, and barked like a dog for 2 days. She also ate spiders and
What?
coal, bit the head off a dead bird, and licked her own urine from the floor. Finally, she and her mother found a priest who believed in her possession. He stated that she didn't look like an epileptic in later court documents. Annalise wrote to all, "I am nothing, everything about me." This is okay. So Annalise wrote this. There's some pictures of her here during the exorcism. Her eyes are very, very dark. She looks like a demon in these pictures. Oh, okay.
Jesus
Annalise wrote
Christ,
to all,
dude.
"I am nothing, everything about me is vanity. What should I do? I have to improve. You pray for me." And also once told him, "I want you to suffer for other people, but this is so cruel."
Jesus
Petitioned
Christ,
the local
dude.
Bishop Joseph Stengel, who eventually approved the request and granted a local priest, Arnold Renz, permission to perform an exorcism, but ordered that it was carried out in secret. Why? And then it goes into why an exorcism, and then it tells you kind of what they are. Use the Latin phrase "Vade retro Satana," go back Satan, to expel demons from their mortal hosts. Practice of the exorcism, blah blah blah. It's just more like practice. Rare among Catholics. Exorcist, the movie, renewed the practice.
So
was
The
in the
Exorcist,
70s.
so
That
The
was in the
Exorcist, the movie was based off of her.
No. The Exorcist was based. I think. Well, actually, yeah, probably in a way.
It sounds like it
Um,
because the peeing of her pants and all that stuff, and
Yeah, but the one of Emily Rose, I think, is supposed to be directly.
that is crazy though.
Oh.
Every doctor deemed it as something that's called what was that religious thing that they deemed it, where she believes that she's possessed.
Well, that I think Geschwind syndrome.
Something
Is that what
crazy,
you're looking for?
right? Yeah, something where like they blamed it on religious belief.
Yeah, based on hyper-religiosity, Geschwind syndrome.
Holy shit, dude! Tell me
And,
right now, like this girl must have been absolutely bonkers, right?
Yes. There's more. There's a lot more. So
There's
I
so
wanna
much
keep
more.
going.
Holy cow!
Over the next 10 months, following the bishop's approval of Annalise's exorcism and the Wrens, they conducted 67 exorcisms lasting up to 4 hours on the young woman. In these sessions, Annalise revealed that she believed she was possessed by 5 demons: Lucifer,
Okay.
Cain, Judas Iscariot, Adolf Hitler, and Nero.
Okay.
Oh, I personally know all of them. So Lucifer is devil. Cain is Abel's brother, and Cain was kind of like the original idea of killed his brother. Cain killed his brother.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't remember. Judas was the betrayer of Jesus.
Yeah.
Hitler was freaking Hitler. Nero was a dictator that ruled Rome right after Jesus died. It was like
Okay.
right after.
Yeah.
And
So I
actually,
know.
Side story: the number 666 is based off of Nero.
So
Because if you-
well. This is what I'm gonna say is that she had this is common knowledge. How is she
Well, there's
not?
an audio tape of the exorcism.
Are you about to play that right now, or should I play that?
Maybe if ooh, we're getting
Well,
creepy here.
okay. So this is I don't know how raw it is to Twitch, but my question is she knows all these prominent figures. She grows up after them. How is it? You said she was 16, 17 when all this took place. How could she not
It
just?
started when she was 16.
How could she
Started when she
not
was
just
16.
research all this? You know what I'm saying? And just
It
be
was,
like,
it was in the 60s, bro. In a
well,
small town.
so Adolf Hitler's a demon. Is that what she's saying?
Yeah, she was possessed by the demon that maybe this is just what it says. She believed she was possessed by 5 demons: Lucifer, Cain,
Okay.
Judas, Adolf, and Nero. All these
Hmm.
spirits will jostle for power of Annalise's body and would communicate from her mouth with a low growl. That's where the audio.
That sounds like The Exorcism, the movie. This is definitely based off of her.
Yeah,
100%.
here we go.
100%.
And I know there's one part. Died when she was 23.
She
There
died?
was one thing.
Wait, so she died young. She
She
died
was
young.
23 years old.
Wow, okay, that actually changes a lot. If we think
So-
about it. That actually changes a lot.
Listen to this. They would argue with each other. Hitler saying people are stupid as pigs. They think it's all over after death. It goes on, and then Judas would say Hitler was nothing but a big mouth who had no real say in hell. Throughout these sessions, Annalise would frequently talk, dying to atone for the wayward youth of the day of the apostate priests of the modern church. Dying to atone for the wayward youth of the day and the apostate priests of the modern church.
Wow.
She broke the bones and ripped the tendons in her knees from continually kneeling in prayer. Over these 10 months, Annalise was frequently restrained so the priest could conduct exorcism rites. She slowly stopped eating and then died of malnutrition and dehydration
Jesus
on July
Christ,
1st,
dude.
1976.
So she died a victim to the church. That's what it sounds like.
Says she died of malnutrition and dehydration. They would restrain her to conduct exorcism right, and I think that's an ongoing case. It says she stopped eating herself and then died of malnutrition.
Okay, so she stopped eating herself. All right, that makes more sense, and it's more of like.
Oh, and here you go. The priests were charged with negligent homicide.
Okay, that makes more sense. It's like, it's not the fact that I don't think this girl maybe was possessed. It's more the fact that I think this girl maybe had issues, and I think people wanted to write it off as religious behavior, religious neglect, and all this stuff like that.
Well,
I don't think she was. I don't think she was possessed. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna come out and say it. I don't think she was possessed. I don't think exorcisms are real, unless I actually see.
There's another point. There's another point of and I do believe this could be. I see what you're saying. It might not be real. It might just all be in people's heads, which makes a lot of sense. And what people used to call it was like these spiritual demons possessing, but really it's just these mental illnesses.
Yeah.
But there's that connection. It's like maybe someone who was like severely autistic in like or like had like Parkinson's.
Yeah,
and
and it's way back in the day before diseases were.
They thought they were just.
Could she have been bipolar? Could she have been bipolar? You know what I'm saying? So it's a crazy thing to speculate, and I think when it comes down to it, I think her death is her own fault, and sadly it is. I mean, people were just. She's a victim of the time. That's what it is.
Yeah.
She's a victim of the time of medical industry, and it's sad. It's just me personally. I don't think that there was any spiritual or demonic. From what you've told me, I don't think there's any spiritual or demonic involvement unless I see a video, actual evidence convincing me otherwise. Is there video evidence?
Well, there's the audio recording.
So the audio recording, you can send me an audio. I'll listen to that off stream, but the video is where it's at. The video doesn't lie.
Footage. I'm just gonna look up footage. Annalise. Exorcist.
I think video doesn't lie as long as you know where it came from.
Actual footage. Here we go.
Oh shit. Are we about to find out that this was real and I was completely wrong? Shit.
So Annalise, the Exorcist tapes are paranormal entity 3. The Exorcist tapes. Exorcist tapes is the 2011 American found footage horror film directed by June Gerard. It is based on real
Oh.
life. It is also,
Okay, so it's not actual footage.
hold on, it's just said there was footage in here. Hold on.
If there was, it would be from the 1940s, correct?
The film premiered on DVD in the United States, which includes the film itself and the actual video footage. So yeah,
Oh, okay.
haunting photos show. Let's see if I can find. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Ugh, I don't even know if I want to watch this.
Is it that crazy?
I found it on YouTube.
Oh
It's,
shit.
Real
Oh
Annalise
shit.
Michelle, Six Demons, Exorcism. This is normal Annalise Michelle. I don't know if it's this.
Ja, ich leider bekommen dass die sind so schlimm, die sind so grausam, so furchtbar.
She's talking in
That's a normal
German.
voice.
Leid,
Yeah.
das ist so.
She's German.
Wie wir überhaupt nicht mehr über mein Kind schon.
Now we can hear the voices of the six demons. So this one says there's six. Here we go. Ready? What's the difference?
What the fuck? What the fuck was that? Wait, so what did Hitler sound like? Because if Hitler was possessed by a demon, I want to know what he sounded like.
That's what it sounded like. You have to look it up, and you gotta.
Yeah, we're gonna look it up. If you want to look it up off stream, everybody. But that's actually kind of scary.
It is unsettling. That
Yeah, that
unsettling.
sounds unsettling.
Yep.
We're hitting our 2-hour mark though, Joe. I think we had a pretty good stream, to be honest.
Let's end it on that.
Yeah, let's end it on some scary shit.
Yeah.
Fucking dude, we had a good stream. I think we're gonna come back tomorrow with something pretty fun. We're not gonna leak it right now, but we're gonna do something pretty fun tomorrow, hopefully.
A little more lighthearted, maybe.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more lighthearted, some easier topic to go through rather than ghosts and demons. I mean, we talked about a lot of ghosts. We talked about angels, and we didn't really get to demons, but we did talk about a lot, and we appreciate everybody that tuned in. We're hitting our 2-hour mark. Thank you, everybody who watched, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.